A tip about adding more than 2 falloffs to the tool pipe in modo. So as you can see in this scene, I have a sphere primitive which is being scaled with a soft selection falloff, a linear falloff, and a cylindrical falloff all at the same time. So in this video I'm going to show you how you can achieve this. So I'm going to start off by adding a sphere to my scene and then go to my... No, first of all I'm going to make a selection. Select a couple of polygons and then to my falloff add a soft selection falloff, and when I right click and drag I can increase or decrease the falloff radius. Now I'm going to add an element action center, and all the time you should keep track of the toolpipe, so these elements are being added to the toolpipe. Then I'm going to add a linear falloff, and I'm going to turn it off in the toolpipe for now. Turn also off the selection falloff for now. Add another selection and a cylindrical one. Now with the cylindrical falloff selected, I'm going to right click and drag in the viewport, and I'm going to set my axis to X like that. To my right view, make sure that I don't cover everything so that the effect will be visible. Yep, that seems to be okay. Now I'm going to activate in the toolpipe the linear falloff and select it. Going to my front view and drag it out. And for best visibility, I'm going to actually do it sideways so that it makes more sense. So this is my endpoint. I'm going to set that in x0, y0, and z0. And my start point over here, I'm going to set that also in y0, and I'm entering these values in the tool properties numerically. And z, for instance, minus 0.4, that's minus 400 millimeters. So if I go to the right view, you see that is my linear falloff. I can also adjust it a bit like that. Okay. And I'm also going to activate my soft selection falloff like that. And now I'm going to activate the scale tool by pressing the R key. And since I have action center element, then I should be able to click on an element. But right now that doesn't work with all those different falloffs. You need to turn them off. So cylindrical falloff off, linear falloff off, soft selection falloff off. Now when I right click on that vert, you see that the scale tool jumps to that vertex, and I can activate the falloffs again, just like that. And now usually you're able to click and drag the widget, but with all these falloffs that seems to be a bit difficult. So I'm adjusting my values in the tool properties. So I'm going to say, for instance, 500% scale on all axes, and now the scaling is being modulated with all those different falloffs. So I can of course adjust the falloffs and adjust the scale. So for instance, if I make this 750% for my scaling, then I can of course also adjust the linear falloff. And again, it's best to not, I've done Control Z, not to manipulate the widgets in the viewport, because with all those falloffs it can become a bit tricky. So it's best to adjust them in the tool properties. So my linear falloff, for instance, for my start Z, I'm going to set it at minus 0.2. And you see that when I go to the right view, I have now a very short falloff for my linear falloff, so it needs a bit of experimentation. Also, Now it's again a bit bigger. My cylindrical fall off. So it's a bit difficult to figure out the values in the tool properties, but when it works in the viewport like I'm doing now, then that's of course easier. It doesn't always work, so when you click on one of these widgets and they don't respond, you have to adjust the values in the tool properties, and it happens that it doesn't respond. So now the scaling is also being done through the fall off, selection fall off, so I can adjust that also. So if I set 0.2 or bigger, 0.5, just like that. So in order to come up with interesting combinations, that can be a bit tricky, but as I've demonstrated, it is possible to add multiple fall-offs to your tool pipe and not only just two fall-offs that you sometimes see. So I hope you found this useful. Bye for now.